But yet, I mean, he was a good general, but politically unastute. So keep that in mind.
Saw that he himself could take control of this very unstable, chaotic system and make it work.
The thing about Octavian is that he was an unbelievably astute politician. Just a brilliant genius for understanding other people. Psychologically so acute, knows how to read people, particularly their weaknesses, and use them.
Been ordered by Triumvir Mark Antony to escort you both back to your ship and to make sure that you leave Alexandria as soon as the wind allows.
She was married, she married
Without seeing him, he turns away the mother of his child.
That's correct.
When Antony rekindles the relationship with Cleopatra, already married, Octavia is openly humiliated.
Romans were very xenophobic people. His refusal to reconcile with his wife was used by Octavian as propaganda, really, that he's no longer a real Roman, he's become Egyptian.
Octavian's response is simply to use his by then extremely formidable propaganda machine to step up the war against Antony.
This was something that people could understand. He's divorced his wife, he's divorced his decent Roman wife and is shacked up with a crazy Egyptian witch.
The most brilliant example of Antony propaganda would be Virgil in the Aeneid. He captures that whole sense of this weird world. It's bizarre and dark and voluptuous and sensual and dangerous and explicit and quintessentially un-Roman.
After Antony and Cleopatra's defeat of Actium, they retreated to Alexandria. Essentially at that point they knew it was only a matter of time before Octavian and his armies converged on Alexandria. So it was essentially the last stand of these amazing, grand people with a vast army outside waiting to come in and get them.
The Octavian machine is closing in, coming to the palace, demanding Antony. And there are various stories of how Antony killed himself, but the point being that he gets it first, and obviously she survives him. Cleopatra leaves. She can do Octavian as she did Antony and Caesar. She can seduce him too. She miscalculates. She can't. And as soon as she realises that, meeting him, then she knows the jig is up, and she takes her own life.
Is it better that everyone has a voice, but that there's chaos, or is it better that one man tyrannizes over everyone else, but there is peace and order? Octavian solved the question by creating a system in which there was the appearance of democracy, but he ran it as a one-man show.
I effected a kind of moral revolution, a back to basics campaign. He wanted to encourage marriage and to pass laws that were draconian against the commission of adultery. With the wealth of Egypt coming back in, with the grain from Egypt coming back in, with there no need to raise armies, with there no internecine civil strife, everything starts to come back to life for Rome. Both Rome the city, Italy and the Roman world. There's fabulous building going on. Rome starts to convert and transform itself architecturally. Augustus later, in the work that he wrote at the end of his life, made the famous boast that I found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble.
Octavian becomes the sole ruler of Rome. He becomes Principate. He has himself declared Principate by the Senate, the first citizen. You know, all these titles are bestowed upon Octavian. He becomes the first emperor of Rome. He's going to say that the Republic is still alive. It's not. It's now an empire, not only in territory but also in ruler and leadership. He is an emperor. And he is Rome's first emperor, Octavian. And he goes about instilling a number of changes in Roman society. He's going to try to bring back a lot of the virtuousness of traditions. In other words, you marry once, you marry one wife, you stay married. You don't go on a life of debauchery. You know, if you want to kill your daughter for defiling the family, you can go right ahead. He's trying to bring back these moral traditions on which Rome was built. the glue that held Rome together for the longest time. This is what Octavian's trying to do. And he accomplishes, but behind the scenes, his daughter is a whore. She's going out, sneaking out of the palace at night and, you know, having sex with anything that had a pulse. And then she'd come back. You know, and then eventually he banishes her because people are starting to find out. How can I stand up there and say, espouse these principles when I can't even keep my own family in check? He doesn't kill her. He pushes her off to some little island where there's no men. And so he's establishing this new family virtue thing. He's also reforming the law code. He's reforming, as I told you before, he reforms tax structure. But he's not a nice guy. Its ends justifies the means. And the people love it. He begins this period of what's been called the Pax Romana, the peace of Rome, 200-year span of time where there was no real upheavals. Remember, up until now, there's been a number of assassinations to get ahead. There's been a number of little civil wars in Rome to fight to put these councils on the throne. This begins the Pax Romana. It reigns for the longest time. And the thing, the changes he instills in Roman society last. Keeps society stable. And so do his future, his successors. Here real quick is Anthony and Cleopatra rebellion.
Mark Antony. Sir.
Now remember, the guy said Anthony kills himself first. It's true. And this is Cleopatra's handmaiden / slave delivering him the news that Cleopatra's dead, which is a lie.
Or was this a whole
Dearest love,
Romeo and Juliet type
forgive
of
me for leaving you this way.
Is that where Romeo and Juliet
You know
drives
how I hate to
from?
say goodbye.
Yeah, some
I
scholars
will
say
see you again on the
Shakespeare
other
pulled it.
side. Please,
There's many stories.
come quickly.
But it's really not one family from one side of the tracks. She's not dead. She's trying to get him to kill himself. And then, like that commentator said, Cleopatra thought that she could seduce Octavian. So he's all upset.
Why did she wait for me? The Queen's not alone. It's the custom. With her last breath, she called your name.
So now he's going to maneuver his death. He's going to have this guy do it. At least hold the sword while he impales him.
It's been an honor serving with you, sir.
So he didn't really kill himself. He had someone else do it for him.
I think the scholarship is a little loosey-goosey on that. This makes for good drama.
Tell the people I died well.
I'm not so sure about that tattoo.
I died well.
And the eyeliner.
So is she faking right now?
Was she faking it?
Sorry, my love.
Again, there's some.
But that's what she was trying to hope, that he would kill himself.
She wanted him to kill himself before her, because she thought that she could still retain her position by seducing Octavia.
You were right about that
But
boy.
she's finding out that that's not going to happen.
He only wants me alive to parade me in chains for a mob to spit on.
And the Romans did not like her.
I lied to you for nothing.
Is that supposed to be Octavia?
No, that's Anthony.
Okay.
Okay, that's Anthony. He's all dressed up. He's dressing up in his finery, and now she's coming to visit the body.
Boy with
So
me.
that's dead. Okay.
You. So she knows what she must do.
Bring the old woman.
Octavian's not going to fall prey to her. Now, this is true. This part
The
is.
belladonna is not fast, but it is least painful.
Yes. Yes, I know.
You've got to understand here their concepts of
It makes one think
This
that
is why
some
they're
men
able
floating
to
on
do this so
discourage
willingly.
The snake
Because
is
their
quick.
approach to religion
40
is an
grams.
afterlife. I have no
the
doubt.
snake then.
She just wants to make sure she's honest. Cats. She's going to be like cats.
Doesn't look like much.
Just like the witch
One
doctor.
that took cousin's death was green.